Hey, Sergeant Brown, that's his choice. I gotta prove that he's less safe. I can't. It's against. I'll violate his Fifth Amendment right. No.
This corrupt cop tried to unlawfully frame an innocent person, but was quickly shut down by an honest officer. Today, we are diving into some of the most bizarre cases where dirty cops were stopped in their tracks by their own colleagues and completely taken to the cleaners. It all began when a Richmond County deputy, Joey Lamberth, pulled over an individual for swerving around the road. After collecting his license, the deputy immediately pushed to conduct a breath test.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, we got a call about you all over the roadway, then I get behind you and you was swerving a little bit.
No, I found him behind that trailer right there.
You found him behind that trailer right there?
Yeah.
Okay. You come over. You come over a few times. Do you got your driver's license on you? Have you been drinking today?
No, I've been chewing tobacco today.
Chewing tobacco? Okay.
Yeah.
Where y'all headed to?
You drop your truck off?
Where's that?
And you ran right here.
The alcohol sensor.
Joey, I'm finna go home.
So who's doing the Who's doing the DUI?
One of y'all trying to make it up.
Okay. Well, who stopped the car?
He did.
Joey did.
Yeah.
Oh. Cause y'all asked for an alcohol sensor. I'm like, I thought y'all already did everything, a testing and stuff.
Backup arrived in the form of Officer Quincy and Sergeant Brown. Just as Lamberth was about to force a breath test, Officer Quincy stepped in and did something which would really leave you stunned.
So unless y'all want to work a DUI, if not, I'm gonna have somebody come pick him up.
I should
Who stopped the car?
I did.
I got called for it. Your body camera's upside down.
Yeah, something like this.
But I just got called. Y'all asked for an alcohol sensor. I have an alcohol sensor. Whoever needs it can.
Yeah, just let me see it real quick. I'm gonna stop and blow into it. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to blow into it, you don't have to. You know that it's not against the law to drink and drive. I mean, it's not against the law to have a beer and drive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to see if he can drive.
And how can you prove that? I mean, I have the most training right now on scene.
Then you need to
You need to act like it then.
No, I am acting like that. I'm telling you.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling.
Okay, well here,
All
you
I
deal
know
with
is
it.
that man ain't gonna drive off me.
You deal with it.
No, I'm saying like.
No, you deal with it. You got it.
If it'll help what I could do, I was taking that to Lord.
Come on. I don't know what he deals about today. Come on.
Shockingly, Officer Lamberth left his own traffic stop the moment he was stopped from harassing an individual. Officer Quincy did an amazing job, and this is what good cops actually stand for.
As Officer Ken, I work for Rennes Police Department. What happened today?
I don't know. I got pulled over.
You got pulled over? Okay, by him?
I don't know.
Okay.
By him or who?
Okay. All right. How much you had to drink today?
I had one beer today,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
Now I know my blood pressure is up.
Okay. Well, what we want to do is we just want to check you.
Hold on. All right, it's your choice. Do you want to blow on this? I gotta see. Right now, I mean, you looking functional to me. It's nothing like that. I don't see nothing. I didn't even stop you. Like this is completely. I didn't stop. I didn't stop you.
But they saying I was swerving all over the road.
Look, bottom line is we just want you to blow in this. That way we can see if you are able to drive.
The thing, Brown, is
I'm not gonna doing that.
Okay,
So
and that's his choice.
I wasn't
Okay.
swerving. Well, I don't know who called y'all. I followed him to the shop, take his truck to the shop.
Hey, Sergeant Brown, that's his choice. I gotta prove that he's less safe. I can't. It's against. I'll violate his Fifth Amendment right.
No, he was proved less safe when he was crossing that line.
And now
down there.
What crossing what line? I did not.
Just come talk to me.
Man,
He doesn't want to blow on it. That's his choice. I gotta visibly see what's like. When I make my DUI, I visibly see abnormal behavior.
Well, the poor officer now had to battle against the corrupt sergeant, who was also motivated to violate the driver's constitutional rights. Watch how things get even tougher for Officer Quincy.
We're not gonna hold courtside road, one.
Okay.
Two, we're not gonna argue with each other in front of people. We're here to back one another up, okay?
Okay, and Joey left.
Okay, well, I can't help what Joey did. Now it's me and you here.
Okay.
So we're gonna do what's got to be done.
Okay, and what's
right
that?
now we're looking like complete idiots to them, okay?
Okay. So what do you want me to do?
If Joey stopped, Joey don't want to do nothing with it, that's fine. He don't want to blow on that, that's fine. But he's not driving that car away from here.
I can't
due to his driving.
I can't be part of that because that's unlawful.
Based on his driving, we got a call that he was all over the road. That's the concern. At one time he was getting in the other lane. The officer that stopped him already said he wasn't going to pursue no DUI with him. Unlock him up. But what we want to do is check him and see if he was okay to drive.
Yes, sir.
But since he refused to let us check him, then I need somebody to drive that vehicle.
Well, what I can do, I can let him get in with me. I'm gonna go right down to the Lords and unload my truck. I'll come back and load this one up and take it back to Barton.
Okay. Because I don't want him getting hurt, and I don't want him hurting nobody else.
Because he was doing me a favor. Because I don't have a vehicle at the time.
Well, see, it could just be his blood pressure.
Yes, sir.
We don't know.
Yes, sir. I understand. Well, like I said, if it's okay,
could be a sugar out of whack.
Yes,
we
sir.
don't know. But I just don't want him getting hurt.
Okay, well, if it's okay, we'll just leave this here. I'm gonna run that truck down the Lords.
Okay.
And we'll come back and load this one up, and I'll just drive both of them back.
Well, I said, I ain't telling you got to do that. I'm just asking
I would
you
rather
if you
do that
will
because I appreciate y'all for what y'all doing for
because
me.
I don't want him getting hurt.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right,
That's what we'll do. I'm gonna leave the truck right here, and we're gonna go on down there and unload it.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Have a good day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Quincy stood up not to one, but two higher-ranking officers and handled it brilliantly. But in many police departments, standing with the public comes at a cost. Just a few months later, he was fired. Apparently, doing the right thing can get you terminated. While this was satisfying to watch, the next police officer thought she could drink and drive without any consequences.
Peru, Peru.
Ah, okay. I'm Dominican.
Dominican? Oh, no. 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 No.
What's wrong with that?
Italiano, okay?
Officer Kristen Higgins, the St. Petersburg Police Department, pulled over a vehicle for speeding and swerving between lanes. What she did not expect to find was a reckless, entitled, off-duty police officer behind the wheel.
Is your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance?
I'm a Pinellas County deputy.
Okay.
And my driver's license is...
Huh?
I'm a Pinellas County deputy.
Okay. Do you have your license, registration? No? You don't? Do you have your ID on you? Do you have any weapons on you?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm a deputy, but...
Well, that's why I'm asking. Do you have any weapons on you?
I live right there.
Okay.
I would normally, but...
Do you have some kind of ID or anything on you?
My ID is not here, but I'm a Pinellas County deputy.
Pinellas County Deputy Shelby Caniglio quickly identified herself and clearly expected special treatment once she revealed she was a fellow officer.
At this point, you were going like 56 and a 40. You were flying.
No, I was not flying. I was just
Do you have your registration with your name on it or anything?
Well, this car is not mine, so...
Okay. Do you have anything with your name on it?
Hi.
So sorry.
You're fine.
I put the wrong one.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Yeah.
What's going on tonight?
I have no idea. I'm trying to get home.
Oh, okay. Do you know why she pulled you over?
She said because I'm driving too fast.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a Pinellas County deputy, and I'm just trying to get to my house, which is right there.
Caniglio was obviously intoxicated as she couldn't string two sentences together, and to make matters worse, she tried flirting with a male officer as he arrived on the scene.
No, you're good.
I'm good?
Like, you don't have to step out right now.
Well, there's like 5 people now.
You said you were a deputy?
Yes.
Where at?
Pinellas County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, you're with SL? Nice.
Yeah.
How long you been with the SL?
5 years. I mean, I could get out, I could get in. I mean, you could come in.
No, you're good right now.
Listen, I'm
You're
just
good.
trying to. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever it
You're
is.
good.
I live at that light right there.
Gotcha.
So if you want to hang out, if you don't want to hang out,
Where are you coming from?
Espanol, but
Where from?
wait.
So you're Spanish?
Yeah,
From where?
you say where?
Mm-hmm.
Honey, you know you speak Spanish?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, pero way. Pero way.
Ah, okay.
But Officer Higgins wasn't fazed by her cheeky remarks and sense of entitlement. She promptly ordered Coniglio out of the vehicle and prepared to conduct a field sobriety test.
Alrighty. Go step out of the car for me a second. We're just going to talk over there, okay? Can you pull your front lights? Okay, we're going to come over here. Just right out of the road. Can we step over here? Can you walk over? Are you able to walk over here?
Yeah, in the.
Well, no, I just want to get on the sidewalk so we're not on the.
Oh.
Okay, alright. Talking to you, I am getting some signs of impairment. Okay, can I check your eyes real quick?
Really? This is what we're gonna do right now?
I don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
No.
And you pulled me over for.
The true display of entitlement was about to unfold as the off-duty officer embarked on an utterly embarrassing performance in an attempt to escape accountability.
I don't have a choice. It's
Yes,
the
you
same for
do.
anybody else.
No, yes you do.
I can't treat anybody any differently.
Yes you would.
No.
I wasn't in other people's lanes.
Okay. I'm not going to argue about that. There's dash cam video and all of that, okay? But we're past that point right now. The point is you were stopped. You're showing signs of impairment.
No, I'm not showing.
Okay. All right. I want to give you every opportunity to show
You know
that
what?
that's not the case.
I want to ask.
Uh-huh.
What signs of impairment was I showing?
You've got bloodshot, watery eyes. You have slurred
Nope,
speech.
nope. I want to know.
Okay.
Pulling over. What was the signs of impairment?
I'm not gonna.
Because I do not have bloodshot, watery eyes. Because I have contact lenses in my eyes.
Okay.
I have contact lenses in.
I'm not trying to argue with you, okay? I'm hoping that you can show me that you're okay to drive, okay? But I have to go forward with this. I have to at least investigate
No,
it.
I just want to know.
I explained to you. You smell very strongly of alcohol. Your movements have been very slow and fumbling. You have a very dazed facial expression. All these are signs of impairment, okay? Again, if you're good to drive, perfect. But I have to investigate that.
No, you have to go over it again.
Okay.
I am showing what exactly?
You have bloodshot, watery eyes. You have slurred speech. You have a
But
strong
I'm wearing
odor.
contact lenses.
Okay. You have a strong odor of alcohol coming from your breath.
But I have.
Okay. All right. As I said, I'm just conducting an investigation at this point. I want to give you every opportunity. You're saying that you're fine. I want to give you every opportunity to show me that.
There's no way in hell. No way in hell.
Okay. Can I check your eyes real quick? Just make sure that you're okay.
You're gonna check it? No.
After nearly 5 minutes of back and forth, Officer Higgins finally got her to agree to a field sobriety test, starting with the eye test, which would reveal plenty.
Are you wearing contacts right now, you said?
I am wearing contact lenses and I cannot take them out.
That's fine. Do you have blindness in either eye?
I don't know.
Can you see this light?
Yeah.
Okay. All I have you do is just stand with your feet together and arms down at your sides. So what I'm going to do is follow this red light with your eyes. Oh, careful.
That is...
Light with your eyes. Oh, careful.
That is...
Okay. Gotta keep following with your eyes.
It's too far away.
Just follow it as far as you can go.
It's too far away.
Your eyes are drifting. You're not focusing on the pen. I just need you to focus on the pen, okay? Straight deputy or detention?
No, I am a deputy, Pinellas County. I'm a patrol officer.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's not what she wants to do.
So, in the sense of being a deputy, with her doing this, what are your thoughts?
What do you mean?
In the fact of me acing this or not, it doesn't matter, right?
No, I mean, that's the point of this, right? If you don't show signs of impairment while you do it, it's better for you. That's why we give you that option.
Next up was the walk and turn test, and Caniglio delivered one of the worst performances you'll ever see from someone under the influence.
Need help?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'm going to small heel to toe steps. 1, 2, 3,
10 4, 10 6.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Alright. So for this next test, you can disregard the line. We're not going to use it.
Moving on from this, the officer conducted one more test before finally arresting her. It was extremely shocking to see an officer had this much to drink and then drive.
1001, 1002,
Look down at your feet.
1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012,
Hands over your sides.
1000. Huh?
Keep down your hands next to you.
Oh, now I forgot which
And now
one.
you may stop.
Oh.
That'll conclude our field sobriety test. Do
A
you remember?
place where you can buy like light pieces for your apartment.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about?
Do you remember what it's called?
I don't remember, but you can buy a couple pieces.
Where else did you go? Do you remember a couple pieces of what? You're saying that
Like pictures
okay.
for apartment complexes.
Okay.
But it's
like lamps?
Yeah, lamps. Lamps. There were a lot of dogs there.
Remember where else you went?
No, we were just trying to piece furniture together.
What time is it right now without looking, if you had to guess?
12 o'clock.
How much do you have to drink while you were down there?
I didn't have any to drink.
Okay. Here's the thing. We both know you've been drinking. Okay. By telling us complete lies, like, I know that you're not being honest. Okay? So, I know you had something. Do you remember where you had drinks? How much did you have? Okay, so why do you smell like alcohol?
I do not smell like alcohol. I smell like pigment.
That's not pigment. That's very strong alcohol.
The off-duty cop was taken to the police station where she was tested for alcohol and kept for 8 hours.
Well, I know that.
Huh?
It's not my car.
I know.
It's really nice.
It's new.
Yeah, it's pretty. And you have my phone, keys, and...
Your keys are with the car. We got your phone and your wallet. And there's like a key inside your
car.
Your wallet. I don't know what that's to, but that's with your stuff still.
It's with my stuff or it's with my wallet?
You had like a house key inside your wallet?
Yes.
Yeah, that's still with your stuff. Whatever keys were on your keychain went with the car.
Okay. Wait, so you guys have to go to your precinct and then you have to all the way go over to 49th?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Her Her blood alcohol content came out to be 0.22, which was almost triple the legal limit. She was eventually charged with 1 count of DUI and, as a result, was also fired from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. She eventually pleaded guilty and had her license suspended for a year. While this officer got the karma she deserved, watch as this next police chief is humbled by 2 junior officers.
Blink my blue lights at you to let you know who I was.
Let's try it.
I'm the police chief of Zebulon. You want to write me a ticket?
Why are you coming up to me like that?
Cops must understand they aren't above the law and will be held accountable just like any other citizen. These entitled officers thought differently, but fortunately, there were good officers who stood up to them, teaching them a timely lesson.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Pope worked for me. Your chief worked for me.
Yes, sir. There's no need to get upset.
I'm upset because I spoke to you.
On August 26, 2022, a couple of Molina police officers pulled over a vehicle for a window tint violation. The cops had no clue they had just stopped Zebulon Police Chief Jonathan Hemphill. The drama that unfolded later was one for the eye.
Say hello. Was that illegal?
No, no, sir. The reason why we're stopping you is because it's a window tint violation.
I blinked my blue lights at you to let you know who I was.
Yes, sir. Well, we didn't know with it. That's not a government tag.
That is a unofficial tag. That tag's not even on file.
I see. Yes. Well, we have to catch up the bill to run it and everything like that, sir.
So I won't blink my blue lights at you next time. I'll let you just sit there. I was just speaking. I'm the police chief in Zebulon.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Pope worked for me. Your chief worked for me.
Yes, sir. There's no need to get upset.
I'm upset because I spoke to you when I come by, and now you're pulling me over.
I've never met you a day in my life.
I understand that.
Right.
Why are you being hostile?
Easy. I don't have to talk to you.
Okay.
Easy. I'm not talking to you.
Why are you being hostile right now?
Are y'all gonna write me a ticket?
Shocked by the chief's arrogance and entitlement, the female cop got a bit upset. And that's when things really started to heat up.
Are you gonna write me a ticket?
Sir, we're just trying.
I'm the police chief in Zebulon. You wanna write me a ticket?
Why are you coming up to me like that? I'm doing my job, right?
What are you stopping for?
I'm stopping you for one because it's dark. You
I have
flashed your
blue
blue
lights in my
lights.
car.
Okay, you know how many officers have blue lights?
Are you writing me a ticket? Yes or no?
I'm conducting my investigation.
Are you writing me a ticket? I'm fixing to leave.
Do you have a driver's license?
Sure, I have my driver's license.
Literally.
I have my driver's license. I'm fixing to make it a whole lot more. Your boss worked.
11:11. I'm out here with Illinois.
Just like anybody else.
Okay, so 2001 Dodge Ram truck, black in color. It's a machine construction company out of Losersville. Registration shown expired, valid insurance, -99.
Just confirming Bravo Frank Mike. Yeah, sir. As I was explaining.
I don't want to hear that from you.
Okay.
You let her do her job.
28 returns to a 2001 Dodge Ram truck, black in color, to machine construction company out of Losersville.
It doesn't come back to that vehicle.
Valid insurance, -99.
The poor officers were being punished just for doing their job. Despite being treated so badly, one of the officers went over to explain everything to the chief. Little did he know, Hemphill was about to throw another tantrum.
11, make sure you're recording.
Yeah. What?
She's about bringing your driver's license back up.
That's fine.
Yeah. First, when we ran the tag, it came back to like a Dodge Ram, so we're just
It's not a
confirming it's
Dodge
not.
Ram.
Yes, sir.
It's a ghost tag.
Yes, sir. We're
You
making
must
sure.
have anything back with that tag.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just.
You must have run it wrong. You must have run it wrong because you wouldn't come back to a Dodge Ram.
We were confirmed it. They let us know and everything.
So it's still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
Sir, can I ask why you're so upset?
Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram
No,
now?
we got it fixed. Why are you so upset?
No, you didn't fix it. Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram right now?
No, it came back 9 on 5.
That's right, because you run it wrong.
Sir.
Somebody run it wrong. Either you did or they did.
We're about to get the information.
Okay,
and get
I
it
got
back
your
to you.
chief on the phone right now. That's
Yes, sir.
fine.
I
That's fine.
understand.
That's fine.
Can you calm down for us, please?
I appreciate your service. I appreciate your service.
All right.
I'm just saying, I spoke to you guys. I didn't have to do that. I could have eased on by y'all. I appreciate the job y'all out here doing.
Chief,
I
I'm trying to be
y'all.
respectful with you.
I understand
okay?
that. I understand.
I'm not raising my voice or
I
nothing at
understand
you,
that.
right?
I understand.
All right, let's.
But
man
I'm
to
trying
man,
to
let's
tell
be
you,
respectful to one
the
another,
only
okay?
thing I done wrong was spoke. Y'all never would have pulled me over if I hadn't flicked my blue lights at you.
It's bizarre to see an esteemed officer reacting so badly after a minor inconvenience. Even the officers were shocked by this entitlement. This dog definitely needed to be on a leash.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm telling you straight up, okay?
Okay. All right.
But like I said, there's people out here impersonating police officer with blue lights.
Or you threw my she threw my license. If she is, get them for me.
She'll bring it to you, sir.
Okay, well that's fine.
I'm just
Bring it
trying
till you get through.
I'm trying to talk with you.
I don't want to talk anymore about it.
All righty.
It's very unprofessional. Whole time?
Soon after this incident, Chief Hemphill was under severe criticism, and the department launched an internal investigation into his conduct. He was found guilty and received an oral reprimand. He was also instructed to attend anger management and de-escalation training. The chief got away with a slap on his wrist, but this next officer was owned pretty badly by his sergeant.
Well, the reason why you being
over for flipping you off.
No, ma'am. The reason why
you are retaliating against me. You turned your sirens on and everything, ran over here like a crazy person.
On September 6, 2023, Officer Patrick Akers was conducting a traffic stop when he saw a woman give him a one salute. Instead of ignoring this, the cop chased her down and eventually pulled her over. What went down was downright embarrassing.
Okay.
So this is that female, Trevino. She flicks me off as I'm going back to back of my patrol car, fails the single left hand to go into the left lane. She flicks me off, so I just wanted a second to make contact with her. How's it going? Officer Akers, New Braunfels Police Department. Okay.
I know who you are.
That's fine. Well, the reason why you being
over for flipping you off.
No, ma'am. The reason why
you are retaliating against me. You turned your sirens on and everything, ran over here like a crazy person.
Okay. Well, ma'am, the reason why you're being contacted is you failed to signal lane change when you flicked me off.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and step out of the car. Step out of the car. I have 3 officers here.
He's hurt me before. Please don't let him.
Yeah. Would you mind, Henderson? Go ahead and detain her in cuffs.
No, because he's been illegal to me.
Okay.
This officer is the reason why people are starting to hate these cops. The woman clearly indicated that she was heading over to the left lane, but this ignorant officer went over to do something shocking.
You're under arrest for failed to signal lane change.
I'm under arrest for failing to signal a lane change?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm under arrest for failing to signal a lane change?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. You guys just know this is bullshit. You guys just know it is. You guys know it is. You're under arrest. Grab my phone. Please grab my phone.
We'll get it. You want me to transport, or you think it's better?
Danny can do it.
Danny, would you mind just transporting? You don't have to do anything else other than transport. I'll be there. PD 2B6.
Go ahead.
Can you go ahead and give me next rotational record? That female is in my custody. I believe it's going to be Brittany Trevino.
Officer Akers is a well-known women offender and had some history with Brittany as well. The arrest was illegal, and the officer did something even worse.
What's that? Yeah, she has a driver's license, but...
I'm gonna turn this off. You off?
Yeah, she has a driver's license, but...
Turn this off. Why are we arresting her for a traffic infraction?
Well, she comes down the street, comes right towards me. As I'm walking back by the car to do nothing, she flicks me off.
Mm-hmm.
And then as she does that, she gets on the lane and fails to signal lane change.
You would normally write a ticket to this person for this, just because that in the past she's done this, and this, right? This is something that you would normally write a ticket for. Then what's write a ticket for?
Yeah. You want me to go ahead and police it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Procedure for the plate for Charles Paul 5990 for number 3 Volkswagen 4 Blue Post.
Alright, so let's write the ticket and go about it that way.
Sounds good.
All you're going to do is give her more ammo. Alright? Yep. So write the ticket, just fill it out.
hard to believe how conveniently these corrupt cops turned off their body cams like it meant nothing. It was obvious that Officer Akers had messed up badly.
Her makeup on. Have a license plate of Nora Sam Henry 9090.
Moments later, the sergeant arrived on the scene and immediately released Brittany from handcuffs.
Do
you have an email address? What? Help? Okay. What? That's it is. All right, Brittany L.
Don't make thinner best on it. Well, yours is pretty thin, right? What are they doing? You would think, I don't know, because I never tested it. I was always like, and they're like, you could stab right through it. And I'm like, what do you mean you can stab through it? You guys want me to wear this for bullets? Are you kidding me? What do you mean you can stab through it? I mean, I've never tried. They did tell me though that you can stab right through it.
To finalizing that, I would assume. They don't think this makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright. So, right here, Brittany, this is going to be your citation. You received on the court. The court date is 9/27/23. Address and phone number for the court right here.
Officer Akers deserved to be scolded for his timid act, but the supervisor was very kind to him. Instantly turning a traffic citation into an arrest should be enough to remove him from the force.
You're good to go. So I understand that you flicked the officer off. That's not. So my question was, did you flick the officer off?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. Regardless of what your history is with Officer Akers, your intense hate caused you to flick him off, and then you committed a traffic violation. Okay? Had you just gone on about your day and not worried about flicking people off or anything like that, none of this would have happened.
I know, but
Did this? Oh, it did? No, I didn't. Let me get your signature on it. So that's not pleading guilty. That just promises to take care of that ticket. Okay? None of it ever is good on those automated ones. Okay? So here's the thing, right? Had you just gone on about your day, right? So your intense hatred is causing you to do other things that is drawing attention to you. You need to move on with your life and move along. Okay?
The sergeant was once again in the wrong. None of this would have happened if Akers wasn't a crybaby. Brittany did nothing wrong and was only being punished because Akers' fragile ego couldn't handle a constitutionally protected act.
ever could have happened in a million years. I never would have thought.
I'm not here to debate this situation with you. I watched the video. I know everything that occurred. Okay? I know about the court stuff, everything that occurred. If Officer Akers had done anything wrong, he wouldn't be here right now. Right? That's 100% true. It is. So you need to move on and not be running around flipping people off, right? I get it. That's your First Amendment if you want to flip people off, but what it did is it caused you to create a hazard to a traffic infraction. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's regardless of what y'all's history is, you need to move along with it. Right? got nothing more to say. Have a good day. Don't forget your phone's on top of your car. You should drive off without it.
Sergeant Scott did save the day for Brittany, preventing her from going to the police station. However, he should have punished Officer Akers for the unlawful traffic stop and the illegal arrest. This officer clearly learned his lesson, but this next tyrant was humiliated in front of the camera.
You got Raz detain me. And he said you were filming walking around cars, so...
Let's go and remove him from the situation, right?
Okay, all right.
Okay, so moving forward, how can we do something for you here?
On January 13, 2022, a First Amendment auditor with a YouTube channel called Free Press NC was conducting a First Amendment audit in Burlington. He wandered over to the Burlington Police Department and began recording the parking lot.
Tires are mostly in good shape. Can't tell entirely, but they're, generally speaking, they seem to be good tires. Hi. What are you doing? Just checking out my employees. What's up? What's your name and badge number?
Delgado.
Delgado, you have a badge number?
I don't.
Okay.
What's your name?
I'm not gonna give that.
So what are you doing?
Just checking on the Burlington employees and seeing if you guys are doing a great job.
About
You're
looking
keeping,
through the cars?
Yeah, I want to make sure you're keeping the officers safe with like good tires and you're not leaving out passwords to NCIC. You said I need to?
Yes, sir. You're actually trespassing unless you actually have something.
You want me to or I need to? It's hard.
Do you have any business back here? This is only police personnel only.
Yeah, you said I need to, so I was asking, do you want me to come talk to her or do I have to? Am I being detained?
Yes, sir. At this point, yes, sir.
Okay, for suspicion of what crime?
Okay, you're walking around taking pictures of police cars and so forth.
I wonder how hard it is to read the Constitution once and for all. These timid officers tried to intimidate the auditor, but his answers left them in shock.
You don't have any business here.
Is that illegal? Is that illegal?
It's only supposed to be police back here.
And your name, badge number?
I don't have a badge number. Sergeant Marsh.
Sergeant Marsh, okay. So you said I'm detained. And I said suspicion of what crime?
What are you doing back here?
Suspicion of what crime? What's your Raz?
You need to leave, sir.
What crime have I committed?
You need to leave.
If you'd like to stand on the sidewalk and do
He told me I have to come here and I'm detained.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You said we need you to come here and you said I'm detained.
I need to talk to you. If you want to go over there, on the sidewalk, take pictures, you're more than welcome, but you can't be back here.
So the sign that says public entrance is not a public entrance?
If you have business here.
Yeah.
Do you have business here?
Am I required to answer that question?
Okay, sir. At this point, you're being asked. If you want to go over and take pictures,
I know I'm being asked because you don't want to infringe on my rights, which is why you've not ordered me to, but you still have me detained. Are you going to undetain me or am I still detained?
You're not detained.
Okay.
You're more than free, but
I can do what I want. Thanks. It's a public...
Sir, you can go on the sidewalk and take pictures. You have to stay on the sidewalk.
Where's the sign that says it's authorized personnel only? There's actually a sign in here that says public parking right here.
The sergeant was trying to trespass him from a public parking lot. The auditor tried to reason with him, but soon realized that he needed a firmer approach.
You tell me I'm detained in a public parking lot with no signs? That's bullcrap. Back off.
Well, sir, you need to understand.
I don't need to do crap. You detained me for nothing.
Sir, you need to leave the parking lot.
Give me your supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
Give me your supervisor, the LT. This is bullcrap.
I don't want to do it.
Notice I'm not talking to either of you guys this way. I'm not talking to either of you guys this way. I'm talking to him this way.
I understand.
You have no signs that say no trespassing, and it freaking says public entrance. You cannot detain me for videotaping.
I didn't
Why were
detain
you
you.
all in that car?
I wasn't in a car. If you find evidence of me being in a car, then bring me in and Raz and detain me and we'll talk.
And that's why we started speaking with you because of that.
You can't detain me to figure out if I committed a crime. You're a freaking sergeant.
Yes, sir. We can.
No, you cannot. What was the Raz? Reasonable, articulable
You're
suspicion.
looking at vehicles, possibly breaking into a vehicle.
Did you suspect me of breaking into a vehicle?
I did.
Yes.
I asked him what he suspected me of, and he said filming.
So I seen you, and I called my sergeant.
And that's
See,
why I got
but
out.
that's what you need to articulate. You didn't do that until now. He was telling me that I was suspicious because I was filming around vehicles, but he doesn't get to detain me because I'm filming. I don't care how suspicious it looks. You will not get my name. I am not trespassing, and I will not leave.
The auditor refused to elaborate further as he called for a supervisor. The situation was getting incredibly tense, and surprisingly, neither of the 3 officers knew that he was right in his stance. This shows how dreadful our law enforcement has become.
Now, if you guys have signs up that says this is a trespassed area, authorized personnel only, you got gates up, of course I can't come in.
Well, usually
he's making up laws.
Like I was saying, usually it is. We only allow police cars and people back here, but due to the front lobby, people do come, public citizens.
Right.
They do come back.
Which is
here.
why I'm here.
Yeah, I understand.
Try to be as reserved as I can.
That you were looking all in the car.
Okay. You told me that you have RAS that I was breaking and entering or potentially committing a crime. Therefore, I'm not answering any of your questions. Am I being detained by you? Probably a court's not going to care about a 5-minute detention, which is why there probably won't be anything from this unless you keep escalating.
I'm not escalating anything. You are.
You did.
Finally, the moment of truth came as the lieutenant arrived on the spot and took the sergeant to the cleaners, who was trying to be overly efficient.
What's going on, man?
Howdy.
How are you?
I was doing pretty good. Okay. Till I met the sergeant. These 2 folks are incredibly professional.
Good enough.
He hasn't escalated a single thing. She said she had razzed me breaking into a freaking car. She was very polite at first. Once he escalated, she jumped on the bandwagon. But generally, they've been good.
Okay.
He is a train wreck. How you just treated me was a train wreck. I should say that. I don't know you, Sergeant Marsh, so I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. All right?
Basically, I was told by Officer Delgado that he was actually looking at vehicles, possibly breaking into cars. That's why he's here.
He didn't tell me that. He didn't say that's his RAS. I said, you got RAS, detain me. And he said, you were filming walking around cars. So
Let's go and remove him from the situation, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay, so moving forward, how can we do something for you here? You can
Allow me to
film
go
all
by
you want in
visit.
the back lot.
Thank
You know
you.
what I mean? If you need paperwork, tell me what you need. We'll
All
try
right.
to get it for you. They're going to close pretty soon.
Understood. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm good to go. I'm just here to quietly exercise my rights and not be impeded.
Okay.
And not be detained. We good?
More power to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Be safe.
Peace. Keep it up, bro.
Now that's what you call de-escalation. The lieutenant calmly dealt with the issue and let the auditor off the hook. I'm sure the sergeant learned a great lesson in law that day and will not disturb law-abiding citizens anytime soon. Well, these officers might have been humbled, but this sheriff was absolutely humiliated as he was arrested right outside his department.
Cody?
Let's go on.
I can't tell.
Keep
him out there.
Come over here, sir.
Keep him out there.
Sheriff,
Go.
Stop.
Stay out here.
In 2017, Rio Arriba County Sheriff James Lujan helped his friend and former counselor Phil Chalkin evade arrest after a police chase. The cops also found out that Lujan had been abusing his authority. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies obtained a search warrant for the sheriff's phone and surrounded his office.
Search warrant for him or for the building as well? I have no idea. It's house. But no, just stay here. No, I can't have you enter the scene.
You guys are up, man.
Why are they beating on things?
Let's get him on the opposite side of this truck.
Cody?
Let's go on the
I can't
opposite
tell.
side.
Sir, let's walk over here.
Why is that, dude? That's messed up.
Let's walk over here.
Sheriff.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get him on the opposite side of this truck.
Well, you got Tabitha over there. Not yet. I got the press out here taking pictures of me in handcuffs.
The deputies took no time before making the arrest, but things were about to get from bad to worse for Sheriff Lujan.
Push him around into the doorway. Yeah, push him around into the doorway. At least to the doorway.
Aye. This is ridiculous. Keep him out there. Hold on, we have press. Keep him out there.
Come over here, sir.
Keep him
Sheriff,
out there.
Sheriff,
Go.
Stop.
Stay out here.
Aye.
Ah, Jesus. Really?
You don't have to. Just stand. Just stand. Just stand.
Stand up.
Put them on the side of the truck. Put them on the outside of the truck.
It hurts.
They're loose, sir. They're loose.
No, they're not loose.
They're not even.
Sheriff, those are loose.
Stick your finger in there. Can you stick your finger in there?
Yes, I can.
Well, they hurt.
Jesus.
So, we have 2 surgeons. And one is for your iPhone.
Okay.
So, I'm going to read the stipulation.
Can you take these handcuffs off? They hurt. They hurt. Am I under arrest?
You're being detained.
Well, yeah. Why do I have to have cuffs on? They hurt.
We'll take them off in a minute. This won't take long.
You have a search warrant for my iPhone. You got my iPhone. You want a search warrant for the building. You're searching the building. I don't know what you're searching for, though.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
You're not letting me explain this. Let me explain. So on this is signed by a district court judge.
Good.
And Judge Bowman, First Judicial.
Okay.
So this search warrant gives me the authorization to seize your phone. Okay. Search your phone.
Okay.
But it also gives me the authorization. So what I'm asking for you to do is unlock your phone, unlock it, give it back to me, and I'm going to remove the security settings. I don't want your passcode. I'm not asking for your passcode. I'm asking you to unlock the phone. For the search warrant, you can read it if you want under number 2.
The sheriff was stunned, knowing that handing over his phone would expose his secrets to the world. He tried to evade the search, but soon realized that even he wasn't above the law.
I will if I get a chance to talk to my attorney.
It doesn't work like that.
Marty,
This is not a negotiation.
get off.
This is not a negotiation, Sheriff. This is not a negotiation. I'm telling you, the warrant says it right there. You can talk to your attorney when this is all
I've
done.
been asking.
When this is all done, you can call your attorney. But right now, we're trying to get you to comply with the warrant. The warrant stipulates exactly what we want. You give us that, we'll get the phone, we're out of here. That's it.
Right now, I am under arrest. Because I am under arrest. I am in handcuffs. I'm not free to leave. I'm not free to leave? Am I free to leave? No. Then, if I'm under arrest, I have a right to an attorney, correct?
You do.
Okay.
And I'm not questioning you.
I'm invoking my right to an attorney right now.
Okay.
You understand that?
So, take him in.
Book me for
booking. For obstruction. Obstruction. Booking.
I'm not obstructing.
Take him over here to our unit. Take him over here to our unit.
Over here, Sheriff. Over here.
Sheriff. They're gonna book me.
The corrupt sheriff turned the search warrant into an arrest and made matters increasingly difficult for the deputy.
Look.
Stop. Just walk up. Just walk up.
What are you doing? Look. What is this? No, really.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
It's pleasing to see a dishonest sheriff getting arrested for failing to comply with the law, but his fellows didn't feel the same as they tried to intimidate the deputies doing their jobs.
Get everything. I don't want part of it. What do you mean everything? Everything. So this is what we took off this person? You're the one that took it off this person? Took it off this person. Deputy Graves. Well, inventory it before you give it to me. We're handing it right over to you. Inventory it. Okay, take the bit away from me. Okay.
Back there.
I just got that. Show myself at 11, wait 97.
Trying to do everything peacefully. We tried to. Okay? That's all we're doing. We're done here. We're leaving.
Okay, well, get out of here then. You're done. Get out.
We'll leave when we're ready.
You said you were done.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up right now. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. We're doing our law enforcement duties. That's it. District court signed it. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so as soon as we're done, we're going to get out of your hair. Why are you calling everybody here to put them involved?
This is our house.
Well, right now it's ours. Right now it's ours.
Oh, wow.
We own the building right now.
Shut up.
Don't talk to me like that.
Shut up.
I don't work for you. Hey, don't Ken, talk to me like shut that. up. Easy, Go over easy. there. Get that and let's go. Are we done in there? Are we done in there?
Ultimately, the officers got done with it and escorted the sheriff to the police station. Now that's a job well done.
Do we have what we came for?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then go. Are we clear? Everybody out? Hey, pull that crime taper out. We're going.
It's closed for now.
I have no idea. Go ask her. You guys didn't let me in, but you let her in. I have no idea, sir. You find out from her? You go ask her. Well, this is your house. You go ask her. Oh, now it's my house. Yeah, it is now. Because we just gave it back to you.
Oh, these things hurt. God.
Next, we dive into a bizarre case of a police chief's open corruption, which was eventually exposed and led to his removal from office.
You ever taken any batteries out and sold the batteries?
No. Believe them checks were mine. This started to piss me off. When I found out they weren't.
It is rare to see a police officer being held accountable for their corruption, let alone a police chief. Today, we bring you a shocking case where a corrupt police chief was exposed for breaking multiple laws and making a mockery of the entire police system. On March 10th, 2018, Buckeye Lake Police Chief James Hansey went over to a residence where a police call and accidentally fired his weapon. This led to an investigation into the chief's conduct, opening up several questions that needed answers.
Just tell me about what happened during the accidental shooting. Obviously, I've gotten stories, a couple of different, people told me, but you're the guy that accidentally discharged a weapon, so I can't wait to hear from you, man.
Jeff Maiden and I were on our way back from Lancaster. We had ate at B-Dubs. We were coming down 79 and we were in the area of Buckeye Lake Estate, Beezer Village. And my telephone rang. It was from Darlene Witt Hofer. I've known the family since, I was a firefighter with her brother Terry she found her aunt in the middle of the road, and that two guys had broke into her aunt's house and held her at gunpoint. She was able to escape, but the gunman shot one guy. He was laying in the floor bleeding to death, and the gunman was still in the house.
However, Hansey had undergone a finger amputation just a day before the incident and was declared medically unfit for active duty.
Thinking of being on technically light duty,
right.
Had no gun with me, and with there someone possibly being in that house dying, you guys have done the same thing. You'd have went in. We had 3 people here, and we've been trained. I told Ritter, give me your handgun. Vermaiden went around the side of the trailer to see if there was a door on the back. Cover 3. Vermaiden was the first one in the door, went to the right, because it's a single wide. Went in, and I went to the left, and I held the whole back of the trailer. And the trailer's really dark. And the only lights that's on is their flashlights and a TV in the very back room. I'm standing here, low ready, left hand, and all of a sudden something flashed. I thought someone was coming up at me. When I came up, I hit a corner and put went in the round, went in the floor.
Okay. Did you have your finger on the trigger or something when you went up?
I had, yeah.
By responding to the scene, he directly violated his department's policy as he had been officially placed on desk duty. Chief Hansey had no clue that this accidental discharge was only the tip of the iceberg, as the detectives had planned plenty more questions.
Was there any conversation about not telling them about the accidental discharge?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Was that your call?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the rationale there?
Ritter likes to tell things. And for the integrity of the case, integrity of the accidental shooting, Ritter, you don't have to go tell everybody that we had an accidental shooting. Let's get this investigated first. Let's get it looked at. Let's save the integrity of the case right here before anybody, 1,700 people know.
Sure.
And that was the only reason. But no reason to hide anything. How can you hide an accidental discharge?
Makes it tough.
I
Things
mean,
go bang real loud.
Yeah, and you got a spent shell. We got the shell. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I sure did. I told him. I mean, because he likes to tell.
Having no answers to the detective's tough questions, Chief Hansey started to blame other people, starting with the mayor, who clearly didn't have good relations with him.
Mayor, I called the mayor 6 times and she never called me back. She called Ritter instead of calling my phone. She does that a lot. Just the other day, she's standing there, Ritter's phone goes off. Call from Peggy Wells. He's talking to her. I'm like, I walk up and say, why aren't you calling me? I'm the chief.
Right.
From years, she's been on council for years, and yeah, she never liked the police department. She's actually picketed against the fire department. She don't like them. She had a big meeting with Randy Thorpe, and well, Billy was still there, and wanted to see about bringing them in and get rid of us. And Billy and them guys told him, you can't afford us.
Right.
You know. But when she took over mayor, and she took me in on January 19th, I told her, I said, all I want to do is my job.
Yeah.
I want to work with you. I have no hard feelings about nothing.
Shortly after, the detectives pressed at another huge point. Chief Hansey had been working from home and getting paid for the work at the office. Watch the bizarre reason that he had for this.
You mentioned a computer that you had at home, that your excuse was that you had to go home because you had some information on the computer at home and you didn't at work.
My computer at home is set up the same way the computer at the house. I mean at the office.
Okay.
And if I was at my house doing stuff and writing, you can go to my house right now and I can show you the stuff that I've done, changing policies and changing things. I've had permission from our mayor, Kate Carroll, to go there.
Okay. Have you had permission from this mayor to go there?
No, and I haven't.
Okay. All right.
I wish I would have brought my phone in. The times that they're probably talking about is I burnt my foot, right heel, really bad, clear to the bone. And I had to have a special boot. And it hurt to walk in it.
Hansey insisted he was working from home, but he had no clue that the detectives were well prepared, as they quickly exposed his claim with a damning revelation.
And I would come in the mornings, I would get the mail like I was supposed to, I would check the phone recorders and do everything else, and then I would go to the house and do what I had to do. You know, but I always had my walkie right there, and they knew this.
Well, I think part of it too was they said they came over, a couple of times and you were just wearing shorts and a t-shirt watching cops while you were on duty.
No.
And that was and then when I checked the records, you had him logged down as hours for that day. But my concern is if you're at home that day, and that's true, let's say that's true what he's saying, if you're just sitting around watching cops when you're supposed to be at work, that could be an issue.
Right.
Obviously, I mean, you're the chief of police, you wouldn't want one of your guys doing that. Why do you think that is, Jimmy?
I would go home a lot, but I would not. I would be in blue jeans or my BDU pants and a shirt that always said police, and I would be doing the stuff that I was allowed to do on the computer for the mayor.
The police chief faced allegations of misusing government funds while staying at home. The situation escalated as detectives shifted their focus to yet another serious accusation.
Junk cars, I wanted to ask you about that too. What are your procedures for junking cars?
Junking cars?
Yeah, let's say you get a car in an impound, nobody comes and gets it. What is your procedures to get rid of that vehicle?
Run the thing through the state of Ohio. They come back and tell us if there's a lien on it. And then you send that person, or if there's a lien on it, you send that person 10-day notice. Or if there's no lien on it, you send that person, the owner, 10-day notice. And then if they don't collect it, or we get it back, they've got 10 days to pay the towing or anything like that. If not, then I go get a title from the BMV. And then we gather how many other cars we got up, get 3 bids, and then people come out and look at like junkyards or private people or whatever. They look at all the cars all at once and give you 3 bids, and the highest bidder gets them.
Okay.
As if the situation couldn't get any worse, Chief Hansey was also accused of removing batteries from junk cars and then selling them for personal profit.
You ever taken any batteries out and sold the batteries?
No.
No. And the reason I'm asking in this setting, Jimmy, is this is a setting where under Gary Act, you can't be charged with what we're talking about. We can't talk about this criminally.
Right.
Okay, but if that comes out criminally, you know, there's going to be some issues probably with stealing. Okay, so there's been those allegations and a little more than just allegations. Very, very specific things that I've checked out that are not making a lot of sense. Okay, one of them especially being a water pump that was taken off of a truck for Randy.
If anything was taken off them cars, the village already owned them, and they had permission from the mayor to take anything. I personally have never taken anything off the cars, out of the cars, anything. Now Randy and Mark Dimick has, yes, but they've always had permission, and they've never done anything until the vehicles were owned by the village.
Sure.
Well, one thing was clear at this point: the police department was deeply corrupt, with officers exploiting the system for personal gain.
The village owned it. Did you take any batteries then after they owned it? Did the mayor say, hey, you can take these? I'm trying to, you know, explain it for myself in my head why I've had two people tell me the same thing now. Two different people. One, you know, that I would say is completely on your side. One that says maybe not completely on your side, and they're both telling me the same thing. So I'm trying to figure that out why in my head that would be the case. So is there a circumstance or an instance where you did take a battery or two after the mayor cleared it?
I've never taken a battery.
Never.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
All right. Well, I needed to ask you about that because, like I said, I've had a couple of them here. All right.
Unconvinced by the chief's claims, the detectives once again asked him about the accidental discharge encounter, asking how he would have reacted if one of his junior officers had made the same mistake.
I took a call, even though they're not cleared to come back for 2 more days. Would you per se, do you have a problem with that?
If it was the same situation that I was put in,
Sure, call it exactly the same.
no, I would not.
Okay. And why is that?
Because there was imminent risk of death. He was there. He had plenty enough people to take care of what the situation was. And I believe he has what word do I want to use?
You want to use probably duty to do something, right?
Yeah. And
I assume that's where you're going with
yeah.
that. Okay.
Yes, I do. I would not have a problem with that at all. I mean, the accidental discharge was very unfortunate and a bad timing, but, you know, no, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
Once again, the accidental discharge seemed to be only a stepping stone for the detectives as they pursued another key issue in the department. The calculation of their pay had been a major problem.
Where you got all the hours listed for everybody that worked, all the calls were taken, all that stuff.
Yeah, we get the calls and everything out of the computer system.
Okay.
And Jeff would estimate the hours.
How's he estimating the hours? I'm confused on that part.
I worked 80 hours a week.
Uh-huh.
I mean, 80 hours a week.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. That's 160 a month, so he'd put 160. He would take what he was supposed to work, divide that by 2. That's what he would get, just down the line like that.
Okay. That's for the full-timers, right? To make sure those numbers are correct.
Those numbers were estimations. They were never correct, not meant to be correct.
You guys are paid by the hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get paid by the hour, an estimate by the hour? How does that work? Because we have a time clock. We got to turn stuff. I mean, we literally have a time clock.
The detective shifted focus to another major issue, the calculation of officers' pay, which had some significant discrepancies. It turns out the entire police department was being run on guesses.
They're ultimately responsible for making sure the numbers are accurate when they go to Mary, who I assume Mary does some other report as well, or did at the time.
I have no clue. We just turn in our timesheets to her.
But you make a report for city council, or for village council. I'm sorry, if I keep calling it city council, I'm just used to this. You make a report for village council, right?
The end of the month, they would get a report.
Yes.
On with the fire department and every street department and everything else.
Right. And that report is done by who?
Vermaten.
Okay, so Vermaten does the report. He does the report up and I would assume, since you're the guy in charge ultimately, and you're the one responsible for numbers ultimately, you look at that report.
No.
You don't look at the report that Remain's doing?
No, he would come in or on a Friday, when I'm off on Fridays, and he knows Monday is the council meeting, he would do it up, and then he would take it over and give it to Valerie. There's plenty of times I would never see that report. I have no clue.
But you know who comes, but you know who's coming and going, Jimmy. That's the whole thing I want to get at. You know who's coming and going in the department, and there are people like Schilling. Is it Schilling? Schiller? I know
Jason Schilling.
Jason Schilling.
Yeah.
I talked to lots of people, and they said he only comes during taser training. That's it. And he's listed for 16 hours a month.
Correct.
Every single month.
Correct. Because Frank Foster, our mayor, said he did our radar, he did our taser, and he did something. What else did he do? Radar, taser.
Every officer in the department being paid more than the work they were doing. In fact, one of them was only present for taser training, but was being paid full-time. Here is what the chief had to say about him.
I believe it is accurate because the mayor, Frank Foster, said, giving this, we will trade him this 16 hours a month if he continues to train us like that. And that's the way we did it.
I understand what you're saying. I do. I get it. But, you know, a guy like that's invaluable. You know, but you want that guy to actually work. And when you're presenting those numbers to the village council, the numbers don't match what is actually going on. You know, so if you're putting 16 hours down, it looks like that guy's been there for 16 hours that month. He put in at least 16 hours of time, right?
If you wanted to look at it that way, yes.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know how else to look at it, Jimmy, when it comes to that, because, again, yeah, valuable guy. You want to keep him around. You want to keep him happy, but he's not putting the numbers in that you are saying he's putting in.
Once again, the chief tried to brush everything off onto the other officers involved and even the mayor, claiming that he was agreeing with everything. He had failed to grasp the gravity of the situation and the responsibility that he should have taken.
Every month that she's been there, she's got 16 hours a month. I call her, she says, no, that's not accurate. I call the guy she rides with, Haas.
Jeff Haas.
Jeff Haas. Jeff says, no, she does not work 16 hours a month. Yeah, you guys put 16 hours a month on that sheet.
Again,
you understand that's a criminal charge. That could be a criminal charge to do all that stuff.
There's no monetary value.
There's no monetary value. You're making it public. You're making a public record. You're falsifying a public document because it's going over to village council. You see what I'm saying? So you're falsifying a document that goes over there, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. You know, but I mean, this is a place to explain it, Jimmy, if you're going to. I mean, this is where it gets explained.
The detectives accused the chief of fraud, which immediately triggered his angry reaction. He was no longer calm and composed as the weight of the allegation seemed to finally hit him.
Let's go to these checks that were cashed for the insurance company. Now, I talked to the insurance company about those checks, and they had some pretty big issues with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That may be something that I'm going to have to turn over to somebody else to investigate criminally. If it gets to that point, I may have to do that. I don't know what's there. The insurance checks that when you were transported to the hospital and you were supposed to pay, you weren't supposed to cash them, and you cashed 4 of them.
Oh Lord, you got to be kidding me.
See, Jimmy, the problem with an internal investigation is once it starts rolling, it starts opening the door to all kinds of other stuff that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a duty now to at least address it and try to figure out what's going on. In this setting, again, you're under Gary, okay? I can't use anything you say criminally, period. Okay?
Oh, I understand.
So, all right, I want you to understand that, you know, before you.
This is funny. These checks, I honestly, wholeheartedly, with my life, believe they were my Aflac checks. Because I talked to John Curtis, you can call him and ask him, I got him in my phone. He says, you've got a check coming, and you're going to have checks coming for your follow-up visits. I just got a check, and you can run out to my truck or give me the keys. I got $3,100 out there. I just got an Aflac check for this.
Okay.
I honestly, wholeheartedly, 1,000,000% believe them checks were mine. This is starting to piss me off. When I found out they weren't, I made arrangements and they were taking money out of my payroll every month.
They mentioned
I didn't fight the system because I honestly, guys, I honestly believed they were my checks.
The entire police department was a mess, and the detectives were just dropping bombs at the chief, who should have been aware of this prior to the investigation.
It's your department, your responsibility to make sure those numbers are accurate.
Their numbers were never, ever in the whole world ever meant to be accurate. That was just a summary of what we've done.
Okay.
The only thing accurate in that whole thing was the very front page. That was accuracy.
And it wasn't accurate because you guys missed Ritter's numbers on almost every month.
What do you mean?
Like Ritter's numbers that he had, your call volume is actually way bigger than you guys claim it is. You guys have more calls and did more things than you guys claim. Because you didn't factor Ritter's numbers in. All of Ritter's call records, all his calls, all his stats. Even his hours worked. Nobody calculated it.
So Ritter's not putting his stuff in the computer. That would be the problem there with call volume.
What do you mean put stuff in the computer?
He's not typing his stuff in his CRs and call records in.
Okay.
The detectives had some compelling evidence, which angered the chief, and he went on another tiring rant as he had no solid argument to counter the mounting evidence of his misconduct.
I don't put down on my timesheet.
So you work an extra hours and not claim?
Yes. My phone would ring constantly, and I'd have to go out. I never put all the hours down, because I know we're short of money, and I didn't want to work myself out of a job. You can ask any mayor that.
Yeah. What's the most people you guys have had out at one time?
2.
2?
Yeah, 3.
At any time, any given day?
Usually 2.
Okay.
Noon to 10.
No idea.
So that should, I don't even know why that was put there. That was should have been noon to 10 instead of 4 to 10. And it'd have been 10 hours.
What time did you guys get back from that trip?
Oh, hell, I don't remember.
Was it dark?
No.
Maybe he tried to come in later, I don't know. But he put down numbers too on that day that he wasn't at work.
Noon to 10.
No idea.
So that should, I don't even know why that was put there. That was should have been noon to 10 instead of 4 to 10. And it'd have been 10 hours.
What time did you guys get back from that trip?
Oh, hell, I don't remember.
Was it dark?
No.
Maybe he tried to come in later, I don't know. But he put down numbers too on that day that he wasn't at work. The Ritter had to come in because the two of you were both gone. And the dispatch traffic had Ritter on there, not you guys.
Yeah.
And obviously,
here, 4 to 11.
And you're being honest with me that you guys were out there on the 25th.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the problem, Jimmy. And when I turn this stuff over to Mayor Wells and to Village Council, they're probably going to have an issue.
Well, you know what? This was not done on purpose. I probably should do my timesheet every day that I get done, and I didn't. That right there, the 25th, was not done on purpose. And I can understand it looks terrible.
But Jimmy, you just told me earlier that you do it like that you make sure that you don't put that ending on there until you're actually done.
I just started doing that.
Okay, I gotcha.
Because of all this issue of them saying, timesheet this, timesheet that, timesheet this.
Right.
And pay is very...
This is, Jimmy, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This is a couple years of people thinking that you're doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. A couple years, since 2014.
As the detectives moved to the end of the investigation, Hansie's desperation was visible, as he also owned plenty of the stuff happening. In the end, he once again tried to become the victim in this situation.
I asked if we could get a window tint meter for $48. No, you don't have the money. Seriously?
Wow, $48?
$48. So that's the way we've always been in that village from day one I started. They don't give us nothing. We buy our own paper. We buy our own uniform. They give us a uniform allowance. But we buy our own boots and we buy our own guns and our belts and stuff that whatever the uniform allowance won't cover.
That reminds me of something though, Jimmy, I gotta ask you before you take off here. You threw away a bunch of property the other day.
Shortly after the interrogation ended and after the investigation was concluded, Chief Hansey was charged with 22 administrative counts. Chief Hansey was immediately dismissed from his position and then placed on diversion. As of now, there are no updates regarding the charges against him, and it does remain uncertain whether criminal proceedings will be pursued. Now that brings us to the end of this video. Today we looked into a case of a corrupt police chief who ran his department with zero accountability, allowing some serious violations of the law happen, but fortunately he was removed from his position and held responsible for his negligence and misconduct. Now if you agree, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you did enjoy this video, watch the moments where these entitled Karens messed with the wrong cops.
Please, sir, please. I'll take everything on. Please don't charge me, but I want to go to jail. Please, sir.
I don't want you to take everything off.